Hello everybody and welcome to my presentation. Today I'm going to be explaining the human experiences found within text. For those that do not know what human experiences are, however, human experience is a term for the reality of human experience. It can range from simple things as emotions and how you feel, for example, like during an election. And it can also range from how others feel about the same thing, in the form of a collective experience. To start this off, I will be using two texts of my choice. I will investigate these two texts with the use of the website I've created, using Adobe Spark. Here I've made a simple layout with the text in display and the details of it under it to give the viewers a brief info of the text while also discovering the text from themselves. There you can see the text name, the information provided upon the text, and the text itself. The first text I have chosen is the text, "The Surfer," which involves the personal and shared experiences of joy and fear of the ocean, of how unpredictable it is, and the feeling of time being altered more quickly when we enjoy ourselves. The themes joy and fear in Judith's poem, "The Surfer," shows the impacts of the ocean and how time changes and shifts continuously from as he in water with the light to grey wolf sea lies, snarling, as a result of time changing the sea from a source of comfort and joy to a feeling of danger and cautiousness by the end of the day. The language in the Surfer poem is connected to the genre, being the sea and ocean, with carefully picked dictation in relation to those factors, with many uses of words such as beach, sea, and water in general to extend upon the main palette. The poem extends the recurring themes with a variety of techniques, such as the use of metaphors used in "Last leaf of gold vanishes," which gives meaning to the idea of the sun settling, which causes the leaves to lose its glitter as light vanishes away, replacing the lit up place with a cold, dark, and cautious-like environment, which would reinforce the idea of fear within the poem, as time takes away the bright light of day and replaces it with a dark, cold night. A small use of zoomorphism is used within Grey Wolf Sea Lies Snarling, as the inanimate sea is given animal-like traits comparable to a grey wolf. This once again, however, reinforces the idea of fear within the ocean, and the fear of time as it reaches nighttime and creates changes to things that bring us joy, in this instance being the ocean, as it transforms into a grey wolf with the intent of intimidating us with its snarl. However, there are uses of techniques to emphasize on the joy of the ocean, such as the use of third-person point of view found within the quote, "He thrusts his joy against the weight of the sea," which allows the reader to get an image of the character's thoughts and the experiences he feels, which in this instance is the feeling of joy he feels when he lands face first into the depths of the sea. Another technique that extends upon the joy of this poem is the use of simile within the gulls when wheeling in air as he in water with the light. The use of the simile technique allows the viewer to abstract the thought of how much emotion and joy is being felt by the character, where it is being placed in comparison to a gull free gliding around the air, with limitless amounts of freedom and the feeling of the breeze touching itself in response to the character surfing around the whirl of a tide, feeling the rush of the breeze and without a care in the world. The evidence shown in relation to the examples and techniques above shows that the text "The Surfer" is a poem that conveys the personal and shared experiences of the themes joy and fear of the ocean, and its unpredictability, along with the feeling of time altering the things around us and quickly changing the scenery from joy to fear and vice versa. The second text I have chosen is the film 1984. This film involves the personal and shared experiences of anxiety and distress when living under a dictatorship, ruled under a totalitarian-like government, and the hopelessness that emerges from that as rights and freedoms are taken away. The themes anxiety and distress in Michael Rayford's film 1984 shows an in-depth analysis of what it was like to be a civil servant living within the 1900s under a totalitarian regime within the plains of Oceania. This theme is consistently recurring with the additions of constant surveillance through the Thought Police. These secret police investigate and punish anyone for having personal and political thoughts, which would only continue to stress and cause a feeling of anxiety towards the public. Many more pieces of surveillance are encountered as the film continues, such as the main character being recorded within the room by a hidden telescreen and the proprietor of the pawn shop being a secret agent of the door police. However, surveillance and secret agents are not the only factors for these themes. With the introduction of rehabilitation, which involved torturing the individual's mind and body, the effect of this would result in large amounts of distress for the individual as they are currently experiencing the torture, and obviously anxiety for the people outside the provinces witnessing it as they would be concerned. Overall, the information within the film supplied shows that the film 1984 conveys the personal and shared experience of the themes anxiety and distress, as living under a controlling government can cause us to feel unsafe and distressed due to consistent surveillance and the corruption of the police. Comparing the two texts, it is shown that The Surfer has a small similarity to the film 1984, with the use of the theme fear, and this time it's not time altering it, but nonetheless the government and its dictatorship, which alters the society it once was into a state of fear and cautiousness, which relates back to the personal and shared experiences of the people and more of how they underwent that change or experienced it for themselves. To end off this vlog, human experiences are the individual and collective experiences that people undergo. Be it emotions or real-life events, everyone has a differing opinion within that situation. These situations or events also contain themes about life, such as death, relationships, or something plain like human rights, which makes it a collective experience as not everyone has the same opinion on a subject. However, whatever you go through, that is your individual experience.